What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. No, this is not a no money spent video, but a harvest part 2 market breakdown recap, a look ahead into the Blitz promo, some Bo Jackson information, but we are going to be using kind of the same structure as we did last Thursday. So we're going to go over content and what to do with our previous investments, our look ahead into Blitz investments, and kind of a market overall look as a whole, training players. But let's hop in and take a look at the 92 overall heroes that go into the champion sets. Elijah Vera Tucker, rookie out of USC, 92 overall, and now he's the third rookie premier card to get an upgrade. We got Kyle Pitts. Then we had Micah Parsons getting a 90 overall this drop, and now 92 Elijah Vera Tucker. Jets theme team gets a little bit better, but we're looking to see all rookie premier cards, maybe Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, to get upgrades in the near future. Can't really invest in them because the rookie premiers don't go in the powers, but it's cool to see them get upgrades. Cameron Jordan, one of last week's investments. Kind of an underwhelming card if you ask me. He's more of a 3-4 defensive end like Aaron Donald, so you're probably going to have to play him inside. Mark Andrews, one of our investments this week. Love this card kind of for you budget players. 89 speed is solid for speed-wise, and 87 run blocking is really good. Ravens, probably one of the more complete, just kind of full theme teams in terms of position variety. Like, they go across the board, have good overalls. Deebo Samuel, probably his 4th or 5th card he's gotten this year. 100% deserved, though, if you ask me, but only 92 speed is kind of underwhelming considering his 88 team in the week had 91 speed and it came out about a month ago. Really felt like they could have gave him 93 speed with Denzel Ward getting that +1 from basically just Mornings kind of thing. But Justin Simmons, another card kind of like Cameron Jordan. I didn't really see like an 85 or 86 overall getting a 92. I really thought Justin Simmons more of a champion player, but 92 free safety is basically a Jesse Bates clone. But Broncos themed team, 91 zone coverage is solid. I'm pretty sure he's pretty tall, probably 6'2", 6'3". So an overall a solid player. I'd definitely say the 92s this week are better than the 92s last week. And here's probably the best one we've ever seen in terms of an end cap getting back like from a set. Denzel Ward was one of our main investments this week. We nailed it on this one. 93 speed, 90 zone. This is a great card. Probably top 5 corner in the game. Every single person is probably going to be choosing him back from the set, Browns theme team or not. Just a really, really good corner. Going to basically be on most people's teams if you ask me. And then Khalil Mack, unfortunately, was one of our most feared investments. I still had a couple left over, so I did make a couple of coins off of him. Really good card. 89 speed is solid, and he hits a 90 plus in power move and finesse move. And the Heartbreaker this week. Love Tyreek Hill getting a card, right? Awesome. But he unfortunately was going to be probably our main Blitz investment this Friday. So we are a week late on him, unfortunately. Some people have been investing in Tyreek Hill. You made a good amount of coins. And then Alvin Kamara. Probably the first time ever Alvin Kamara has been top of the line speed in terms of running backs. I'm picking up this card. I love Alvin Kamara as a player. He won me my fantasy league last year on Christmas Day. Receiving back archetype is just, we haven't had a really good receiving back archetype since Reggie Bush. So Alvin Kamara, just great Kurt Day cards this week. Just really good cards. And then Matthew Stafford, unfortunately, this card isn't too special because as a 96 overall, when you power him up, strong arm QB, he doesn't get any special abilities. He's not going to be able to get Gunslinger and Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, Playmaker. I think the only thing he can get is Gunslinger and Conductor, which is like unique. So unfortunately, he's not that cool. He's a cool card, but he's not a unique card in terms of the quarterback position. Looking a quick look at the limited time cards we got this week. Evan Ingram, not only is he a +1 speed from the fastest tight end, he's actually 2 speed faster than the next fastest tight end. So like Robbie Anderson, he's going to be pretty expensive, but I love his investment if he gets down to a certain price because he kind of has probably the most security we've ever seen from a limited time card, considering they're really stingy with speed giving out to tight ends, and being a +2 from the next fastest tight end, there probably isn't going to be a faster tight end than Evan Ingram for probably until Christmas, realistically. And then Matthew Judon, pretty solid card. Unfortunately, we just got a left outside linebacker with Khalil Mack, so we'll talk about the limiteds in a little bit. Quickly, the Bo Jackson information I have for you, just as I saw, I kind of passed over. You can scroll back. 85 overall. We're getting an 85 overall card. This is an article from GameSpot, by the way. We get the 85 overall Bo Jackson in tomorrow, and then it's kind of like, think of it as a captain card. I'm assuming he's going to be upgradable throughout the holiday season, so I'm guessing we're going to have like objectives to get tokens and upgrade Bo Jackson kind of throughout the next month and a half. Should be a cool little thing for basically budget Madden players. I don't think the card will be able to be that good considering he's an 85 overall. I assume we're probably able to get him to like a 90 tomorrow, but that's about it. So he's not going to be like game-breaking card, but he's gonna be a cool card. Everyone's gonna have him on their team. Maybe I think it's EA's like kind of, they think that maybe he'll bring some new players in for the holiday season. They see Bo Jackson, you get a free Bo Jackson, right? Hopefully get some new customers. But moving on into the training market, last week the training market, we were a little bit wrong, or I was a little bit wrong, because I kind of thought training would crash instantly and then kind of slowly rise like Friday to Saturday while the limited was in packs. And really last week kind of just dropped and then it just kept dropping. And really it's just because there's only one limited in packs. The Jabrill Peppers wasn't that cool of a limited, and this week it's kind of the same deal, right? Matthew Stafford is not going to be, I think he's going to be more around that 300k range, like the JJ Watt, Travis Kelce, T.Y. Hilton, where he's basically a discard limited time card. So training right now is like 11 coins for training. You can either buy an 89 for 35k or a 91 for 75. I think training slips under that 10 coins for training because there's really just no demand right now for training. We've been talking about this forever. There's no real glitchy loophole, reroll, anything to do with training other than the wildcard Wednesday packs and to upgrade your players. So unfortunately, especially with Blitz coming out next week, I assume people are going to start panic selling their teams this weekend and next week. So there's real no coins to be made kind of long term, like buy Friday, sell Monday night, because I kind of just assume training is just going to continue to fall. Last week we saw, was it the 14th or the 13th, or no, the 11th and the 12th was the actual day, Harvest Part 2, but kind of just dropped from like 13 to 11 and then kind of just stayed there the entire week. And real drop off was Tuesday. Really every team of the week Tuesday, the trading market kind of gets reset with those middle tier team of the week cards. We got an overall upgrade basically this past week. So the 90 overall team of the weeks kind of reset the trading market. It's probably gonna do the same this next week. So there's really no coins to be made yet. You can definitely snipe like Friday morning and try to sell like Saturday night. I'd say that's your best opportunity to make some coins off sniping, lazy buyers, trading. But really just throughout the weekend, throughout next week, the trading market is pretty much just going to tumble, and it's going to stay tumbling until they maybe like announce that trading will be heavily used during the Blitz promo. But moving on into the player market, we talked about this last week. Pretty much, it's if you want to buy the new Harvest champions, you just have to understand that you're going to be buying them Friday morning. They're just going to drop throughout the weekend. Antonio Brown, Deion Sanders, Chase Young were 400k last Friday morning, and now you see they're 275k. I expect Tyreek Hill, Alvin Kamara, Khalil Mack to be probably around that 350k mark, and then throughout the weekend settle in at about the same price as Deion, AB, and those type of cards. So it's really for any card, probably because the market is kind of just on a downswing and there's no real rebound in the near future. So really any card you buy Friday morning, you actually kind of have to expect that they're just going to keep dropping throughout the weekend, especially into next week. So it's pretty much just whenever you want to buy the player to either use for weekend league, use for anything house rules, you have to understand the market as a whole is probably just going to be dropping throughout the weekend. So there's really not too much kind of, investment opportunity in terms of just like the market as a whole. We're not going to see a complete upswing pretty much in the market. So now we are going to move on to when to sell off our investments this past week. So some of the cards that we invested in last week that were successful, right? Mark Andrews and Denzel Ward being the main two. We only really had about 5 to 6 ones that I was really targeting. Devontae Adams, unfortunately, did not get a card. But Mark Andrews, there are two types of W investments. One, you have your Mark Andrews, where you see there are only 11 Mark Andrews available on the auction house. And what does that mean? We saw that last week with Frank Ragnow. When there's not a lot of cards on the auction house after being announced, the goal and the best time to sell these cards is actually to wait until about Friday afternoon. Frank Ragnow went from 9,000 coins to 30,000 coins from Thursday afternoon to Friday afternoon. Denzel Ward is a kind of in-betweener. He doesn't have a ton of cards in the market, but he has a solid like 25 to 30. However, Denzel Ward, in my opinion, is the best end cap we've gotten from a set this entire year. So pretty much every single person that is doing the champion sets, if they actually are keeping those 92 heroes for their team end caps, I think every single person is going to be choosing Denzel Ward. So I'm going to be holding Denzel Ward basically, and hopefully he goes up from that 13, 14k mark. I think I should be able to get 20,000 coins from him. But I'm holding on to Mark Andrews and Denzel Ward. Now, there's the other side of the W investments. If you had a Tyreek Hill, I didn't have any Tyreek Hills. I bought this one for 65,000 because I am going to be getting the new Tyreek Hill. You see with the Tyreek Hills, there are about 60 to 70 of them on the market, meaning they basically have been heavily invested in. Like the previously we saw in Aaron Donald, DK Metcalf, Chase Young. The time to sell these cards is just simply now. We saw it with Aaron Donald and DK Metcalf. They were overinvested, and pretty much the best time to sell was right when they were announced. So if you have Khalil Mack has over 100 cards in the market. So if you have a Khalil Mack, I had 5 Khalil Macks coming into today. I sold all 5 off for 35 to 36,000 coins, so I don't have any left in my binder. But if you have Tyreek Hill, you have Khalil Mack, I would advise you to sell now because there are just way too many. It's more calm. You gotta understand, basically, we want to target the investments that the majority of the Madden community can get, and it's easier to have the 92 overall harvest cards than is the 94 since they're cheaper. So you have to understand that not as many people are actually going to be wanting to power up Tyreek Hill and Khalil Mack as they are Denzel Ward or Mark Andrews, just because more people are able to afford the cheaper cards. Now, moving on to when to sell off L investments. You saw Devontae Adams. Those 3 I actually picked up at 28,000 coins, and right now he's at 31k, and then he goes up to 39. Same with Lane Johnson. I picked up these 3 Lane Johnsons for under 10,000 coins, and you actually see me list one for 13,000 coins. And it's kind of same with this. Pretty much periodically throughout the weekend, of course, you can hold these cards because they're, of course, now they're even a better chance to maybe get an upgrade during Blitz. However, you probably pretty much, since the market is going to go down as a whole, I would look to sell off cards like, for example, if you have a Devontae Adams, right? If Devontae Adams goes up to like 35,000 coins at any point this weekend, I'm probably going to be selling off all 3 of mine and in hopes of buying him back maybe this upcoming week for like 25,000 coins or less. So cards like Derwin James, yeah, we love Derwin James as an investment, but if he ever gets up to like above 8,000 coins, we've been buying him for like 5,000 coins basically this past week or two. Just sell him off for 8,000 coins, take that 1 to 2k profit, and if you want to get a Derwin James back, you'll probably be able to get one for under 5,000 coins this weekend. So all your L investments, right, you can hold technically until Blitz, but what I'm doing is just going to be periodically basically selling them off over the weekend whenever their price is just randomly inflated for some reason. So like Devontae Adams, for example, gets above like 33,000 coins, gonna sell him. Hopefully I can buy him back over during the week basically for under like 25,000, something like that. Now we are gonna hop in to our Blitz investments, and it's a little tricky. Now, I've updated the core elites that don't have upgrades, and I made a new sheet basically showing, and you see the gap, by the way, that was Tyreek Hill. Basically was waiting to make this video, and then they announced Tyreek Hill. Had to take him off, but you'll see me adjust it. But the trouble thing I have about Blitz is, unlike Harvest Part 2, where we basically knew the exact content layout, the structure, right? We knew we were getting 682 or 692s, we were getting, 394s, and a 95. For Blitz, it's kind of just, we're blindfolded. We have no idea what content structure they're going to do, right? We know they do limiteds. They usually do 2 masters. That'll probably be a 95 overall. But we really have no clue what cards are going to get. So we actually aren't going to be investing an insane amount. I've kind of highlighted a couple cards. These are all the, by the way, if we open the can of worms for basically cards getting a second upgrade, it opens way too many possibilities. So we're going to narrow it down to simply, and what I'm doing is just looking at the core elites that having on upgrades because they're most likely to get an upgrade as we've seen. So highlighted a couple options: Derwin James, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Remember, we're targeting cards that if they were to get actual cards, that the demand for them will be high, because unlike Cameron Jordan, which got a card this week, right, this card is just simply not that good, and you see his core elite hasn't really moved the needle. So we're targeting cards, and you can take a screenshot of kind of that core elite list that doesn't have upgrades, and we're looking for cards where, like Justin Jefferson, if he were to get a 92, 93 overall Blitz kind of limited, I expect this core elite to probably kind of boom in price, right? Because he'd be a very popular card that people will want to buy. So for real Blitz investments, right, we could also start to look at, basically, I know I talked about like not looking at cards to get second upgrades. However, Blitz is kind of the one area where we can try to target maybe like a Lamar. I'm personally probably not going to be targeting these cards because I think they're a little overpriced as they are. But like maybe Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray maybe are kind of due for a second card. They've been playing great and really have only gotten a team of the week 87. So maybe probably one of them is probably going to be a master card soon. So you can maybe try to pick up one of their 87 fantasy cards. But for core elites, I'm not going to be going insane because a lot of the core elites left. Like Tyreek Hill was kind of our main investment. But wide receivers, maybe like DeAndre Hopkins, are probably like due for a Blitz upgrade. But Blitz content, really, they don't actually give out a lot of like new cards. It's more just like packs sales for previous promos that are just at an insane discount and really just kind of crashes the market. There's really not. I look back at the Blitz promo. There wasn't a lot of brand new cards like 92 overall and above, right? We got Cam Chancellor, Tyreek Hill, we had a Kyler, like a Josh Jacobs. There wasn't an insane amount of cards. A lot of the cards, by the way, that haven't gotten core elites are just straight linemen. That's just the straight up like guess. There's like multiple cards on multiple of the lineman positions that are due for an upgrade. Like right guard, there's like 5 cards that haven't gotten an upgrade. So it's pretty much just pick whoever, right? We don't have like kind of a team checklist like Harvest where like we think every team is going to get a 90 plus overall card. For Blitz, it's just whoever is going to sell packs pretty much. So that's why we're targeting cards like Dalvin Cook, which is probably due, like they give Alvin Kamara 2 upgrades and Dalvin Cook hasn't gotten 1 upgrade. But again, we're really, it's going to be hard to actually invest into Blitz cards. However, I want to look ahead actually to the Christmas promo. Shout out to Hitstick. He actually has started investing in Campus Hero 89s, and I don't know why this never. Now, I'm not personally going to be investing him in this weekend. It's kind of going to be a look ahead to next weekend's investment. I think a lot of these 89 Campus Heroes now, of course, we're not looking at like Matt Leinart. Like, he's not going to get a Christmas card. But the legends, Brian Dawkins, Derek Thomas, Reggie White. Christmas time is pretty much the second window for all legends, basically, that we've gone throughout the year. And these 89 Campus Heroes was kind of, it was the second promo that came out. So I'm going to just keep your eye on these prices, right? These 89 overall Campus Heroes, they're basically trading this card. We're probably going to be investing in these next weekend, but I just wanted to kind of throw it, have it back of your head that we're going to start to invest kind of in secondary legend cards going into the Blitz promo for the Christmas kind of upgrades. Like Brian Dawkins, Reggie White are probably going to get ghost cards realistically, and I think they're a great investment because the only way you can get those cards is by putting, what, 30? It's like 30, 80 overall Campus Heroes. So look ahead into next weekend. We're probably going to be investing in a lot of 89 Campus Heroes, but really this weekend there's not a lot in investments. This is kind of not a dead weekend. I love the content that's came out, but it's more kind of we're just prepping for Blitz because Blitz is going to be crazy in terms of just buying like training, power-ups, just a whole lot of things. We have no clue what's going to go on with Blitz. But to wrap things up, we're looking at at the limited time buy window. Last week, Nick Bosa and Robbie Anderson, it was a pretty kind of basic buy window. It was pretty much from 7 to 11 Pacific Standard Time PM, basically in the nighttime. And it's always great basically when you get a Harvest Part 1. Part 2 is pretty much going to mirror what the Harvest Part 1 kind of market was like. So for the Matthew Judon and the Evan Ingram, we're going to be targeting to buy them at 7 to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know that's late for you East Coast players, but it's just simply the cheapest time when to buy these cards. Matthew Judon's a little overpriced for my liking right now at 800K. He's probably going to settle around 500. Evan Ingram, I'm hoping, follows the Robbie Anderson path where he gets down to 700,000 just because the fastest time in the game. I love his investment, but it's going to be hard for me. Now, I know I didn't invest in Jamal Adams this week in a mill. I think Evan Ingram, for me to invest in him, would have to be under 800,000 coins, and I think he's going to get there. Usually, limiteds really significantly drop their second day. Hopefully, we get a little market crash tomorrow. But Evan Ingram, of course, I don't know exactly. Like, I can't tell you, as soon as he hits this price, we buy him. Now, it's pretty much just a read and react thing, right? Evan Ingram, tomorrow morning, we could wake up and he could be flooded at 650,000 coins, and then it's like, all right, we're going to look to buy him at 600,000 coins later tonight. It's just pretty much whatever the card is going to react to the market tomorrow. Later in the day, we'll know kind of that target price. But for the Matthew Stafford, I know last week in Jabrill Peppers, again, did not invest in him because I didn't really see a price I liked for him. He was pretty much 340, 350K. Well, he was like 350, 360 the first day, 340 the second day, and I was trying to get him for like under 300K, really the last night they were in packs. He kind of settled at 330, and I said, like, you know what, I'll buy him for 320, but I never actually saw one for under 320,000, and I was kind of right on the Jabrill Peppers because I didn't really see a super high basically ceiling for that Jabrill Peppers card because he didn't have necessarily the best stats, only 92 speed, and he's kind of stayed the same price because we got the new Jamal Adams, and really he's just not that great of a card. Matt Stafford really is the same way. He's not a game-breaking quarterback. I really expect him to be under that 300,000 mark, so hopefully if he's under 300,000 and we can buy him for 280, 285, of course, really like that investment. Probably going to pick up a few, but we won't know that price until then. And then if you somehow have a Jamal Adams, right, you pulled one, the best time to sell is probably going to be Sunday night. However, I would be really cautious. It was a perfect kind of like saying, but when I talked about Robbie Anderson on Market Monday's video, I said, if you have Robbie Anderson I would be quick to sell him, because if a wide receiver comes out with the same speed, he's going to drop a few 100,000 coins. And, well, what do you know? Tyreek Hill came out, and Robbie Anderson right now is like 780 on the Xbox market. He's dropped 120K, probably going to drop a couple more, like 100K tomorrow. So if you have Jamal Adams, he is, to me, he's the most overpriced card in the game. It's not even close. He's really not that much. He's the same card as Jabrill Peppers. He's just Seahawks and Jets theme team, and he's a million coins. So if I would personally, if I were to have him, I'd be trying to get him off my books ASAP, because I mean, if we get like a, I don't know, a legend strong, like we get a tailor-made legend safety, strong safety this weekend for our legends, Jamal Adams is probably going to be 600K, 600, 700K. So I'd be looking to basically just get rid of Jamal Adams. If you somehow have him, you pulled him. If you got him for like 850K Wednesday night and you're trying to flip him for a mil, try to make profit. But I would be looking to sell off Jamal Adams. But that is going to be all for the Harvest Part 2 video. We got legend content tomorrow. My no money spent video will be uploaded tomorrow. I think it's what, episode 97 of the no money spent. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this episode. Comment if you have any questions. Link to the Discord is in the description. Did I say like if you enjoyed the video? Comment of course if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're new, and until tomorrow, peace.